Isn't it? It's great.
It is great. And Kathleen, you brought for us one of your books, right?
Yes, this is a book called How to Give Financial Advice to Women,
Okay.
and it was released last year, and it's been doing quite well, I'm happy to report.
And it's a McGraw-Hill book, is that what I said?
McGraw-Hill?
So you got a real publisher too.
I am traditionally published,
That's
and they decided to traditionally publish me again, actually.
Wow, a serial publisher.
Hopefully.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your first, the KBK, Wealth
Sure.
Connection, and what it is, when you started it, and then we'll go from there.
KBK Wealth Connection was founded in 2006, and it was founded by me. And the company is dedicated to training and teaching financial advisors and bankers how to connect and communicate and collaborate with their clients so they can retain the clients and increase their profits. And so I started the company because I'm passionate about teaching and helping not only the financial advisors but also the clients get better service.
Interesting. And you do most of your work in New England, or you do it all over the country?
No, I'm a national, well, I guess technically I'm an international speaker and an international author. So I'm traveling quite a bit, but I do some work here in Boston as well.
Good. And so what's the content of your message, the key, core?
The bottom line is to put your clients first, and when it comes to women in wealth, which is a specialty of mine, to know that women are just a little bit different than men, and I know we all know that, but sometimes the financial services industry forgets that, so it's just reminding them how to serve women and what women need a little bit better.
So why don't you train some of our listeners? Tell us some of the key points.
Sure. I think in general, if you think about women and how we interact with the world, it's a little bit different than men in that we have a female brain, which actually, if you look at neuroscience, we are wired. Your brain is wired a little bit differently than mine, and that affects how we view the world. And also, we are raised in a culture that's a female culture. So we are taught very early on to be nice and sugar and spice and not make waves, where men are taught to be independent and strong and providers. And so that very simple difference really makes us relate to each other and to our money and our wealth and our financial advisors differently.
I hate to ask you again, but more specifics. Can you talk about behavioral? How would myself as an employer want to look at see different women differently using diversity or anything like that?
Sure. Well, the caveat, first of all, Jeffrey, is that everybody is different and unique. So I just want to say that. But in terms of specifics, like, for instance, suppose you were my financial advisor and I came in to see you, one of the things that you're going to want to do that may be a little bit different than a male client is spend a lot of time asking me questions and letting me tell my story. Part of the reason is that women actually, as you probably know, are a little bit more verbal, and we tend to connect and build trust through telling our stories. And so if that is not something you're doing, then often we don't feel like we can trust you yet. So in a very specific way, to listen more and talk less is always good when you're working with a female client.
That's a good specific.